the sun you seek is shining in
Welcome to our channel, Lightlink Vision. I'm very happy that you're with us, as today Mother will talk to us about youth. But when we talk about youth, it seems like a fresh start, but it's so much more than that. Welcome, Mother.
Thank you, Natalie.
As usual, you will explain to us the whole world that surrounds this subject of youth. So there's much more to it than we think when we give birth or when we're young.
Yes, I wanted to bring youth in connection to old age, which is a lot. There's a lot of questioning about old age nowadays with the coronavirus and how to keep elderly people immune or alive. So I said to myself, what is old age? How do people live it? Many people, I think. And in connection to that, what does it mean in our society being young, not being old already? And from my point of view, old age, yes, can only be interesting in a society, our society, that's merely based on youth, staying young and healthy, performing, being active physically. Old age can only be interesting if we prepare it from when we're young, and we see it as a period in life in which man should give fruits or live from his fruits that he already prepared when he was younger. And I think that is what is lacking in nowadays society. We see life without saying it directly because it's more or less understood. We see it as you should take advantage of life as long as you can, as long as you're physically healthy, active and productive. But that stops at a certain moment in your life. And then I noticed that if you do not see life otherwise as just a physical, material experience, then old age can become a problem. But seeing life in another way, that begins when you're young. And for me it was the fact that for many people life is not very profound. And that has begun in a very, mainly after the Second World War, with all this material wealth we were confronted to in our society, productiveness. We are not educated from a young age with the idea that for old age to be a period in life which is fruitful, which is something to long for, we should begin when we're young. And that means that when somebody is born and sees life just as a way to, I come into this world, everything is new, I did not exist before, when I die I will not exist afterwards. So I have to do everything now. And doing everything now means in our society living to the extent of material life, with all the money you can earn and everything you can do with it and buy with it. So from that point of view I'm only focused on 45, 60 years in my life, 60 at the most. Because afterwards this life that I program for myself, this physical material life, will have less worth, naturally. When a young person comes into life and sees life this way because his environment, that's what they tell him to do. He will not prepare old age in the best way. Because he will only see life as a short period in which you can be happy, and then, well, you make the best out of it when you're older. And you prepare it by earning a lot of money, so you're prepared for the old age. You can, you have your house, you have your car, you have your assurances, you can pay the doctor. But that's a very limited vision of life, because then old age becomes a burden, unless you stay healthy. But it's not something to look out for. And youth becomes something very superficial, because you will never think about things more profoundly. You have no time for it. You should enjoy everything that's visible, tangible. That's your life. Whereas if you can see things in another way, when you come in this world, the first thing you can notice, if you look a bit deeper in life, is that the conditions we are born in are very different from all of us. You can talk about rich countries and poor countries, but even in rich countries there's a lot of difference between individuals. So that should put a question mark in your head. Why am I born with or without certain capacities or talents? Why is somebody pretty and another not at all? Why do some people attract what seems to be happiness or luck, and others, they seem to be the losers? What's this all about? If from the start you look at life a bit more profound, you have to notice that there seems to be a kind of injustice everywhere. Now you can say, well, what doesn't please me I haven't seen, I count my blessings, that's my life and I make the best out of it. You can do it like that. But somehow it's not possible that you haven't seen it. Other people surround you, you live with other people, you meet other people, and you will see differences. And that should make you think. And then, if you go deeper into it, you can find out that you did not come into this world as a new person, with nothing. You already came with something. A character, talents, capacities, or the absence of certain capacities. A way of doing things, which we call character. But I can even say habits, certain habits. There are children that have strange habits in their own family, and they ask themselves where that comes from. That are not habits out of education. So if you go deeper into it from the beginning, you should somehow ask yourself questions about where do I come from, because you can say it's a hereditary question. I earned it from my grandfather or grandmother. Even that is not a hazard. I mean, you come with something. You're not the same as your brother or sister. What's that about? And what are you going to do with that in the course of your lifetime? And how can you prepare by making the best out of yourself, the most out of yourself? How can you prepare old age? Not from a material point of view. I think the best thing with education we can give to young people is a more profound vision of life. Because, as I already said, any superficial kind of vision leads sooner or later to a void. Because in the old age, the physical forces leave us, quit us. We might have sicknesses or other problems, and what we are left with, little by little, is our consciousness or the fruits of our experiences. I think the sickness of nowadays society is telling young people, youngsters, that their reason to be here is a kind of a battle for the strongest it's the strongest who will win in a material, physical kind of way. And that we do not prepare them for old age. Even those who are very strong in sports, at school, in mathematics. What do those people do when they come to an age that they can't do the sport anymore? When perhaps their brains do not function so well anymore, so even the mathematician has to give up his work or his hobby. What are you going to do then? I think we avoid this question. You can say, well, as long as I'm good, I can do many things when I'm older. I can go on a holiday when I have money. I can do all kinds of interesting things. That's sure, you can. But does that give a deeper sense to your life? And for me, the question is still there. What's the connection to what you brought with you when you were young? What have you brought on this earth? What came with you naturally? And how have you deepened that out in the course of your lifetime? I think that's the question we should be dealing with already with young people, to make this over the years fruitful, and it will take them towards the old age with fruits in their consciousness. Yeah. This is when they get old and they can say to themselves, this is the being I am today as an elderly person, because I came with that. I tried to make the best out of it, or to work with it the best I can through my life experiences, through the experiences I've had in this life. And that's what makes me today the person that I am. And that's my gift to this world. In a conscious way. I think one of the difficulties today is there's too much unconsciousness in the old age. Somehow those people one day were old. And if they're not sick, they try to make best out of it. They keep themselves busy with things that are interesting, but that doesn't give a more profound meaning to their lives. And I think that's what's lacking, because that's what's creating, I think, a lot of problems today. We are keeping busy with less essential things, and probably the coronavirus, that's one of the reasons. It's attacking a lot of elderly people. It shows us that our vision of life, of the progress of man in the course of lifetime, and what's the reason of being old, and that's completely wrong.
Thank you, Mother. I hope that you enjoy this. It's certainly a lot of many things to think about. So I encourage you to visit the website down at the video, and please subscribe so you don't miss the next video. We'll have like a part 2 on you. So we'll see you very soon. Goodbye.
The sun you seek is shining in your heart. The warmth you're looking for is your gift to the world. The sun you seek is just a part of you. So spread it wide around, and all your dreams will come true. I said fly, fly up, little swallow, and try to reach the sky. I said fly up, and don't be discouraged if it needs another try. I said fly, fly up, little swallow, and try to reach the sky. I said fly up, and don't be discouraged if it needs another try. is still behind, a short while out of sight. And when the rain is falling on the earth, it penetrates the soil, to new things he'll give birth. I said fly, fly up little swallow and try to reach the sky. I said fly up and don't be discouraged if it needs another try. I said fly, fly up little swallow and try to reach the sky. I said fly up and don't be discouraged if it needs another try. Sometimes the wind is blowing very strong, but you will still take off. I know you will go on. One day a beam is taking you up high. You will have reached your goal, forever you will fly. I said fly, fly up little swallow and try to reach the sky. I said fly up and don't be discouraged if it needs another try. I said fly, fly up little swallow and try to reach the sky. I said fly up and don't be discouraged if it needs another try. Fly, fly up little swallow and try to reach the sky. Fly up and don't be discouraged if it needs another try.